Hello, I wanted to share a client success story for this week. Actually, I have two client success stories this week only because they're really similar and it's just kind of funny that they both happened this week. But one thing that we do here at College Insights is the FAFSA completion. If you don't know what the FAFSA is, it's the free application for federal student aid. It is the paperwork you submit to a university to figure out basically what are they going to give you. So this week it's just funny, we had two of these, but one thing people don't realize about the FAFSA is it has its own set of rules, and a lot of people try to take tax rules and put those onto the FAFSA paperwork. Taxes have very different rules than your college financial paperwork. So with that, there are different loopholes and there are different rules and different things to consider, and there's a little bit more gray area. And so I had two students this week. One is a student I've been working with for a few years, 2 years, and over the course of her 4 years, we're probably going to save her just under $100,000 on her school. But this year she called me. She's like, "Oh my God, my financial paperwork's late. What do I do? We're struggling to afford it." So I looked at what she had filled out, and sure enough, her situation qualifies for this little loophole in the paperwork. So I talked to her mom. I verified, based on what your daughter's telling me, it looks like you might qualify for this. Is that okay? Am I getting this right? Mom said, yes, that's right. And just with this little box, the way I could fill this out was a little different. And what that did was basically got her enough grant money to be able to completely get basically most of her college paid for. Not necessarily all of her living expenses, but that's okay because the student was going to live at home anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. But basically all of her tuition is going to be covered. And so the way she was going to file it, she was going to have to owe over the course of the next couple of years, it was like over $30,000. But by filing it this other way, she's going to get all that covered. And I had another student with a similar situation because of this loophole. There's a little box he gets to check on that paperwork, which basically put him in a situation. He's going to be going to a college in state in Washington this coming year, and all of his tuition is completely covered. The great thing is that he's working part-time. He's going to be able to pay all of his living expenses for the most part on his own. So because this little box we got to check on his paperwork, he's going to come out of college probably debt-free. He might have to take out, $5,000 or something, but it's going to be up to him and how much he wants to work. But for the most part, checking that box really put him in a good situation. So a couple of success stories this week, very simple things, very simple little rules and loopholes you got to follow. But if you know what you're doing, you can save quite a bit of money. So I hope you found that helpful, and I'll see you in the next video.